Hey, slabs! Tediore Mordy. Drinking my last can of prickly pear and orange flavor San Pellegrino. I'm on Playthru-2. Let's see what I have to do. Rust Commons East. Review my gear here. And I'm pretty sure everything aside from this shield is level 40. Yep. The Model 665 line purple class mod. That truly is top of the line. In GOTY enhanced, you can no longer see what the model number is. I guess they just figured nobody cared about that. But how else are you supposed to know whether or not it's absolutely perfect? Just by the parts? You really think most people pay attention to that? That's only weirdos like me who pay attention to that. Anyway, here's the Model 260. 5-line purple. Notice it has a different part on the right side. Oh... How should I set this up? This isn't a very good equalizer. It has barrel 2 and is not a masher. Barrel 2 is really only good for mashers. But I'm only using it to regen ammo for better revolvers. And I do have a masher. It's not the best masher, but it's a masher. It has barrel 1 and body 5. Guardian is the equalizer of combat rifles. Interested in either a Stomper or a Cobra with the intense prefix. I'll do my usual thing. Getting back into the swing of this. Tediore Allegiance Mordy. A clip is a device other than a speed loader used for loading a magazine or cylinder. Examples include, but are not limited to,
there are new missions available on the T-Bone Junction bounty board.
Stripper clips, moon clips, and en-bloc clips. En-bloc is a French term that means altogether.
Hello, Marcos here. I've got an opportunity for you. Come see me at my place in T-Bone Junction.
Damn.
Jacobs, is that a double Z? Barrel 2, Mag 1, which is technically a cylinder, and I still don't know shotgun body types. I think the prefix terrible indicates that all of its parts are maximum quality of type 3. Also notice how well, that could be a consideration right there. Also notice how Jacob's shotguns look like they should be lever action, but that's not technically a lever. It's just a handguard. I guess that's what you'd call it.
Teach those lance guys a thing or two about firepower.
Not interesting enough.
Let's get you rolling.
Time for a nice relaxing drive.
I meant to do that. That's what a Tediore machine gun might look like.
Come on in and take a
If
look.
Tediore made machine guns instead of combat rifles. This is a masterpiece right here.
Your needs covered.
If I was doing SNS Allegiance, or if this simply wasn't an Allegiance run, I would buy this in a heartbeat. This is like basically the SNS equivalent to the Torg Cobra. And look at these parts. Barrel 5, Sight 2, which is kind of underpowered for the capabilities of Barrel 5, but at least it's better than Sight 1. And it's got Stock 2, it's at least better than Stock 1. Fire rate of 2.7, and I don't know what body type that indicates. I refer to exploding sniper rifles as payload rifles.
Within our interglobal dominion, we might not spend much of our budget on you, but at least you're not on Promethea.
Promethea. Remember how Tannis says it wrong. In the early game, she says Prometheus. Promethea is the feminine form of the name Prometheus.
What can I do for you?
She also says Eridan
Step right up.
instead of Iridium. Best part in the middle.
What do you want? Spit it out.
Jumped out in the right direction. That's random. So sometimes you jump out in the intended direction and sometimes the opposite. By the way, I mentioned this in a video I did prior to this, but I think think they got all the combat rifle mag capacities wrong. Or, by wrong, I mean ill-advised. 12, 18, and 21, all skimpy. They should each be increased by 9. $12 should be 21, 18 should be 27, and the Raven's 21 round mag should be 30. The Raven fires 5-round bursts anyway, so why isn't its mag capacity a multiple of 5? Would that have made too much sense? Apparently. Not a masher or an elemental, so I'm not interested. But it does have good parts. Barrel 4 and body 5, and I think that cylinder might be Mag 4. It's called Mag 4 even though it's a cylinder. Probably not the best time to mention that I'm afraid of heights. Now I jumped out the wrong way. The same way as before, but I wanted to go in this direction. If you ask me, the player should have control over it. And it should be controlled by
shackles of freedom and choice that have plagued your weary minds.
which direction you're looking. I've probably explained this in a previous episode, but it's been a while, so it's worth reiterating. The reason I chose Tediore Mordy is because Tediore is everyone's least favorite brand. And I wanted to illustrate how Mordy can get the most use out of Tediore despite the fact that they don't make sniper rifles. The most Mordy-like rifle that Tediore makes is the Intense Cobra, which you would want to use with a Ranger class mod. Preferably a 5-line purple built from material 2. 4-line purple would also do, as long as it has a listed crit bonus. That's really what you're looking for. You combine listed crit bonus on the Ranger class mod with any combat rifle with the Intense prefix, and that combat rifle will be buffed by that comp. Pretty good shotgun, despite being white. It at least has barrel 4. Plus, Torque shotguns always have good handling characteristics. Good barrel on that. Morty's gunslinger skills can turn repeaters into machine pistols and machine pistols into bullet hoses. That's the sort of thing you might do if you were doing an S&S Allegiance run as Morty. And I think that could potentially be one of the most interesting and fun Allegiance runs. S&S Morty.
Doll makes guns for professional mercs. Heavy, accurate, and effective. Assuming you're strong enough to hold one.
Any multi-projectile gun, even if it only fires 2 projectiles per shot, should have its accuracy factored like a shotgun. What skills do I have?
Hyperion asks, what good is a gun that doesn't shoot where you point? Get a gun that
This does have my favorite sights. I have to show this just for a moment.
good as you are.
Iron sights that actually line up right.
Maliwan guns shoot more lightning than the next leading competitor.
If you're doing a regular run, or if you're doing an Allegiance with, let's say, S&S or Hyperion with whatever character, then once machine pistols become available,
Smell oddly.
some players will skip over repeaters entirely. Every manufacturer except Torg and Jacobs makes two types of handguns. All right. Torg only makes repeaters. Jacobs only makes revolvers. I've got my Jacobs hat right here. I should put it on. Now I'm wearing my Jacobs hat, even though I'm doing a Tediore Allegiance run. But Jacobs and Tediore occur on the same level tiers on Playthru-1 and throughout a portion of Playthru-2. The level tiers are cancelled between levels 46 and 50. Masterpiece combination of parts right here. Barrel 5, body 5. I think that cylinder is mag 4. If this was a masher, this would be fantastic.
Get your meds here.
Only interested in top of the line, 5-line purple class mods. Quit changing my mission on me. Why do you do that? And why did these missions change position? I remember Janestown being like right here before. Why do you do that, game? It's not your place to make decisions for me. Or I could quote Integra Helsing and just say, you don't make decisions. Could pick that up now or save it for later.
Time for a nice relaxing drive.
I forget why I chose blue. There is no gray. Maybe because blue looks good with gray.
Those guns absorb a lot of recoil, allowing you to stay accurate throughout the fight.
Strip the flesh! Salt the wound!
Switch to the Guardian only for the sake of regening ammo. Finish him.
Come on, little one. Time to die.
I really want an intense Stomper. I think I'd rather have that than an intense Cobra. Intense Stomper or intense Cobra. Either one's good. Lil can get the most use out of Stompers, even more so than Roland, because she has the high velocity skill which overrides the Stomper's one weakness. Everyone else is better off with a Cobra. But
You like that?
if you find a Stomper, I do recommend that you get some use out of it. They make good boss killers. Anti-boss, anti-badass weapons. I've probably mentioned this in previous episodes, but the reason vehicle-mounted weapons have unlimited ammo is because they're made by Tediore. Guess I should check this. Oh, I can't open it because it's all... Oh, I think I know why it shows blue, because Morty always wears a blue shirt. And that's like a two-tone blue, so I gave Morty colors that were as close to Tediore as is available. Best part on the right side, soda can looking thing. But 40 versus 49, I'm not going to favor label color. $99 times 7. Kind of skimpy on the damage for its level. Only because it has barrel 1.
The
SNS philosophy is tech plus ammo capacity equals I win. If you need healing, step right up.
The shop's changed over.
Cheap, reliable, lightweight, and incredibly fast.
Probably happened while I was fighting, so I didn't notice. Now I must resist the temptation to check all the shops across the usual routine of how I do so. How I usually do so. I thought I had that one place on my travel list already.
Take a hike, asshole!
Make me. See how weak that is? Flat off with barrel 3, body 5, stock 2. Probably has a fire rate of 12 point something or better, maybe as high as 14 point something. 11.4. Not quite as high as I thought it would be.
Feel it!
I can do this all day. This accuracy brought to you by Barrel 5. The Guardian always has body 4. The body types are what make Tediore legendaries what they are. The Equalizer always has body 3. Body 4 for combat rifles has the slowest fire rate. 7.7 for a combat rifle. Body 4 on a machine gun depends on brand. You really don't want body 4 on an SNS machine gun. Unless maybe you're playing as Roland, because Roland can override that with Metal Storm. The vast majority of Tediore and flat-off shotguns almost always fail to impress me. In the market for a new masher, preferably one with good parts. Take out matriarchs, which are called queens, on Playthru-1, and zappers first. Prioritize the ones that are able to do the most damage to your shield. Because if they can do damage to your shield, they can do damage to you.
That hurt?
Probably mentioned this in previous episodes, but if you're doing a Tediore Allegiance run as Mordy, then you don't need to use the fast hands skill. You can if you want, but it's redundant because Tediore guns already have fast reload. In fact, that's their shtick. And shtick is another word for gimmick.
Feel it!
Some might even use the word stoil. And kudos if you get what that's a reference to. I hate Sight 1. That's something else I've probably talked about a lot. Sight 1 on combat rifles. It can also occur on machine guns. It has such low zoom that basically all it does is cut off your peripheral vision. And yet most Borderlands 1 players think they need to have this type of sight on every single machine gun. Even though the Type 2 sight, which is a reflex sight, actually has more zoom. Video game logic.
Trophy from my wall.
Morty can recall Bloodwing the same way Axton can recall his turret. Acid and Fire. My two favorite ones are now level 5. Intense. It has the intense prefix. Now, if only I can find a Tediore with the intense prefix. All right, I'll play. You can tell your masher's not all that good if it takes that many shots to stun a spider ant that's close to the same level as the gun. Actually, I didn't look at what level that spider ant was. I always feel compelled to mention this, but these giant flowers in the past have always reminded me of Subterranean. But now they remind me of Undertale. That can be both. Jesper Kyd was one of the composers on this soundtrack. He also did the soundtrack to Borderlands 2, and he did the soundtrack to Subterranean, a Genesis game from 1993.
Searching database. Your DNA has been granted Class A clearance. Lowering bridge.
Thank you.
I command the bridge to descend.
Day 578. I haven't slept in 3 days. I just ate 6 bugs in alphabetical order, starting with Carabus auronitans and ending with a dessert of Tetrix undulata. The information I've uncovered from my automated...
My instrument readings suggest we may find another vault key fragment at the trash coast. Unfortunately, in your way are the inhabitants of Janestown, who smell of alcohol and ignorance. They like science as much as I like the idea of music. Music is wasteful and stupid.
Most scientists love music. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Albert Einstein. Jumped out the wrong way. Dumbass. Can't even kill a skitterling with one shot at a room length distance with this measure. Well, they are level 45. I don't have lethal strike on. I do. How do I get through so many slashes without a lethal strike? Well, it's random. And now I'm was getting a bunch of lethal strikes. It's a good thing about Brick's melee is it's consistent. I don't understand the appeal of randomness and inconsistency. Probably because I'm a Hufflepuff primary, Ravenclaw secondary. In MBTI terms, I usually type as an INTJ. But I've also typed ISTJ and INFJ. But fairly consistently I and J. And another Frieza for no apparent reason. If this was a stomper, that would have been a zone sportsmanship style blasted out of the air sort of thing. Yes, walk backwards toward me so I can blast your abdomen off more easily. Excellent strategy.
What? Like that?
I strafed that. A level 40 gun isn't doing a very good job at stunning level 45 spider ants. But this is Tediore. Parts quality in general matters more on Tediore, precisely because of, well, you know how their shtick goes. It's reload speed at the expense of everything else, pretty much. Except fire rate. Their fire rates are good.
What? You didn't like that?
The accuracy is only bad if the gun has a low quality barrel. If it's barrel 3 or 5, accuracy, those are the most accurate barrel types. Barrel 4 is the most powerful and the third most accurate. I think of all my ongoing Allegiance runs, which so far are Dal Lil, Vladoff Roland, Tediore Mordy, and Hyperion Zero, zone sportsmanship style. Dal Lil has been the most fun so far. Stuck on, just back myself into a corner, of course.
You didn't like that? Feel it.
What was I saying? Oh, yeah. Each manufacturer's weakness can be overridden by a specific gun part. Jacobs has low fire rate, which can be overridden. That's not bad. I mean, I know it's a Vladoff, but... And I do have a Vladoff Roland. I haven't re-uploaded that Allegiance run to my current Judson Gaiden channel, because I think that's what might have gotten my previous channel, Judson Joist, shut down. Because I was ridiculing a certain socio-economic ideology all throughout that Vladoff Allegiance run, and you could pretty much guess what that ideology was. Not going to mention it because that might get this channel shut down. You're not allowed to criticize that ideology anymore.
Your grenade should do more than just explode.
Kind of ironic that a corporation would enforce censorship in exactly that sort of way, since that ideology seeks to replace, well, how should I phrase this? Some actually refer to that ideology as state corporatism. Watch out for ideologies that have names that start with C, in general. Like pretty much all of them. They all suck. By the way, green label guns are still good on Playthru-2. But once you hit Playthru 2.5, you're probably going to want blue or better.
Can I help you?
Oh, look, it's another stinking flesh bag. Unless you have something Taylor Cobb needs to hear, you can bugger off like all you other walking shit containers.
I like your style. Bandit Clappy probably listens to Pantera. Early 90s Pantera. Oh, just got an idea. Versus Claptrap. Theme music.
Hi, I'm Scooter. I was named after my sister. I cookies wheels. Better arm yourself with
You know, versus Susie from Deltarune. Which of your sisters were you named after, Scooter? Obviously, you weren't named after Ellie. Might as well get this out of the way. I always like to get the more mundane stuff done first. Business before pleasure. That way you have more time for pleasure. More time for more pleasure. Don't care about the scythes. Why I don't like scopes on mashers or shotguns?
Yeah, not bad. Not bad.
You're stuck, too. 4.9 fire rate, which is the result of Body 2 on an SNS machine gun. SNS machine guns will have slow fire rate. You deal with these things, Bloodwing. I'm bored. I don't feel like dealing with these boring enemies right now. SNS machine guns. Will have good fire rate if they have odd-numbered body types. Slow fire rate if they have even-numbered body types. Four different body types for machine guns. 2, 3, 4, and 5. The one and only exception being Roland's
Day 616. Sometimes I wish I had never been given this assignment. I never come.
ADD. I can't rely on anything to be reliable in this game. People talk over each other. People talk over themselves, cut themselves off, cut each other off. One echo starts over another, or one person talks over their own echo, or an echo talks over a person. At least in this game, you can retrieve that stuff in case you miss it, which you can't do in Borderlands 2. I don't understand why unreliability has to be the status quo. I think it's indicative of how trait conscientiousness is lacking in the world these days. It has been all throughout the 21st century. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up! God.
Today is my birthday. I've been alone for an incalculable amount of time. A convict accidentally crossed over into my encampment this morning, and I allowed him to look about before I shot him in the back several times. I was immediately filled with regret upon doing this, because the human contact, no matter how awkward, would have been nice. I've decided his name was Leslie, and he had a troubled childhood where people would make fun of him for having a girl's name. And the torment eventually led Leslie to a life of crime and debauchery. There was a tattoo on his bum that looked not unlike the name Patricia. Might have imagined the tattoo. The experience compelled me to move the vault key fragment I found so that it can be safe. It's extremely important, so I've given it to the man known as Crazy Earl. He's not crazy. He doesn't like people. The vault key will be safe with him. I also gave him my underwear.
I like her. She's silly.
Day 684. I seem to be unable to leave camp anymore. I've collected all of the information I need to be able to find the vault. I'm overcome with terror and instantaneous paralyzation upon any attempt to leave my confines. I believe I have some kind of psychosis. Whatever it is, I'm a prisoner of my own jail, and I will not be able to find anything without help from an outside party. I will put out feelers to see if I can get someone on this rock to grant me assistance. Perhaps I can send an off-world message to attract some vault hunters. Some company would be lovely.
Screw it. Well, while I'm here, so her, she's not a sociopath. A lot of people misuse that word. He's neither a sociopath nor a psychopath. Oh, what should I use? Come on, you don't have to make such a dramatic entrance. Burrow down and then pop up in the same place. Brilliant strategy there. Not a very good stun weapon. But what can I expect? It's not a stomper. Stompers are powerful enough to be used as almost a substitute for a shotgun. Probably should switch back to Ranger, but Scavenger is the reason why I'm getting so much money and ammo and stuff. I don't really know how good a job it does at improving the quality of the stuff you find. It's supposed to do that, but I don't know how well it actually does at doing that.
If you need healing, step right up.
I bet Tennis would make a good dungeon master.
Someone always has the upper hand. Make sure it's you.
I don't understand why some people use Dungeon Master as a put-down nowadays. Barrel 4, Body 2, Stock 2. The only good part is Barrel 4. Not a good enough shotgun. If I'm going to use a Tediore shotgun, it's got to have good parts. Otherwise, there's no reason to even bother. Who's in here?
We encounter enough beasties out there, and you'll be happy you won from the best. Let's trick out your rat. This is where the cars live. Get you one. Torque combines good damage.
Not bad, not bad. Another payload rifle. Cobalt is the best material type for Malawan. Yeah, it's a double anarchy, but it's not a very good one. Plus, it's level 40. And I'm going to need to start phasing out all my old level 40 stuff. Best part in the middle.
Day 718. I woke up outside the camp today. I don't know how I got outside, but I seem to have overcome my inability to leave. This will be my last recording before I scatter the echo recordings as far as I can. My echo recorder has clearly gone crazy, and if I'm not careful, I too might go insane. I will come back and resume my research when I have rid myself of this two-timing recorder.
Have ridden.
This is Patricia Tanis, signing out.
The way she says that reminds me of Ellen Ripley at the end of the original Alien.
Hey, let's get you rolling, man. Let's get you rolling.
Might as well get all of y'all out of my way. I've been trying to think of ideas for a Team Allegiance Dream Team in Borderlands 1. OG or enhanced. Either way. I think the best possible brand for Lil, for example, if it's Team Allegiance, is Hyperion. Not Malawan, Hyperion. Research the class mods to see why.
You like that?
Team Allegiance works best if you base it around class mods. Well, Allegiance runs of any sort will be maximum fun if you base them around class mods. So research the Borderlands wiki before starting an Allegiance run. Make sure, that is if you intend to do absolute Allegiance. If you're doing casual Allegiance or mixed Allegiance, you have more options. But if you intend to do absolute Allegiance, then, well, I don't know. Formulate a plan and stick with it. That sort of thing is second nature to us Hufflepuff types.
So you want me to share, huh?
2 whites and a red chest? Rip off. Really? Video game logic. You are my bane. One of my various banes. Good. And of course, the skitterlings have come back.
Good boy.
The head crabs of Borderlands.
That's my boy. Good boy. Get him, blood.
I was hoping for a lethal strike. 5 swipes on the same pissant enemy and not one lethal strike. Even without lethal strike, it's disappointing me how skimpy the damage is. I'm level 49 and he's level 45. Of course, I screwed that one up. Am I ever going to... Oh. A well-parted defiler, and I can't use it. Oh, it breaks the heart. Barrel 5. Body 3, I think. And a Mag 1 cylinder, but base damage doesn't matter on an elemental, especially not on a defiler. It's really that barrel 5 that makes this very excellent. Too ordinary, too ordinary. Ugh. Am I ever going to find a Tediore shotgun that has a good combination of parts? So many of them have barrel 1. By the way, Mag 3 is a box mag, so it only occurs on, for shotguns I mean, it only occurs on assault shotguns. Takes almost an entire mag just to stun every single shot hitting the carapace.
Like that?
Three bursts to the carapace just to stun it. I can pretty much guarantee that would not be the case with a Stomper. His own sportsmanship style.
You like that?
Ha ha! Best part in the middle.
Feel it.
If I get an intense combat rifle, I probably will switch back to Ranger. Right now I'm using Scavenger mostly because I'm hoping it increases my chances of finding better Tediore weapons. something with an intense prefix or a better master. Viper would be good. Good parts too. Barrel 5, mag 3, body 3. You would think the 3-shot cylinder would be mag 4, since the 2-shot cylinder is mag 5. But according to my research, the 3-shot cylinder is mag 3. Also, that Karate Go Nuts Doll Viper has really good parts, and a Corrosive Viper is pretty much the next best thing there is to the Defiler. Okay, you're annoying. What am I stuck on?
So angry, so dead.
Where'd I put my car? Right here. What kind of shotgun will I get? A worthless one.
400% more awesome. Also, torque doesn't make their guns out of freaking wood.
Really good parts. Barrel 5, body 3. I think that cylinder is mag 4. But don't quote me on that. Oh, if only this was a masher or an elemental. Excellent parts. Barrel 5, body 3, mag 3. Barrel 2 sucks on any revolver that doesn't have a masher accessory. I know I've explained this in the past. Unless I know BL1 can get away with having barrel 2 because the bare minimum accuracy will be like 89 or something, and I think that might also be true for Atlas. That accuracy is too low. These parts are too basic. I've got this and an equalizer, so I don't need a corrosive SMG unless it's a good one.
Who needs a real doctor when you got my machines and their scary needles?
This looks like a Model 660, judging by the parts. 5-line purple Model 660, this is very good. Best part, right side, soda can. Worth the cost. This one right here.
Don't settle for anything less than the best. Hi, scooter says don't walk.
Good advice.
My daddy always said wheels are better than heels.
Gotta check this shop over here. I had a feeling somehow that would be a stomper, and it has body 5. That's quite awesome. Alright, what should I do next? Beacons. Get our feet out of the dust, and there's literally a region in Borderlands 2 called the Dust. Hold on a second. I'm back. I should get some use out of this. Barrel 5, body 5, and a really good stock. I don't know if that's stock 4 or stock 5, but it's a good one. The only downside to having body 5 is you get these lame, worthless flat sights. It's like video game people don't understand how iron sights work. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Another example of how inconsistency reigns supreme for some reason. I mean, it would almost make sense to be incompetent all the time, rather than be competent sometimes and other times be incompetent. I don't understand the appeal of inconsistency. And why put bad sights on the best body type? I don't understand it. And look at the way you grasp it, as if it had a foregrip, but Tediore SMGs don't. It's the exact opposite with Torg and Dahl shotguns. They have foregrips, but your character grasps them as if their support hand is phasing through the foregrip. So why design it like that? I don't understand why the advocates of the status quo think the way they do and operate the way they do. I've never understood it. Ancient shield, best part left side.
You like that?
Thought I saw someone out of the corner of my eye. Why didn't you join the battle a little bit? Oh, look, he's prepared for, you know what? It's like the same design that people wear nowadays. He probably wears it because he most likely was a miner at some point. I caught you practically sleeping standing up. Now there's a decent electric revolver. It has the same parts as my Karate, I think. Same barrel, same body. The cylinders look the same to me, but they might not be. One of them might be Mag 2 and the other Mag 4. That would explain the difference in damage and accuracy. They look to have the same body, so why do they have different fire rates? Well, there are other factors. So many details. Some that I don't even fully comprehend. With my hyper-conscientiousness Huffleclaw brain equipped with eidetic memory like Sheldon Cooper. I mean conscientiousness in Big Five terms, which is Jordan Peterson's favorite psychometric evaluation system. He doesn't like MBTI. At least that's my understanding. My Big Five type is SLOAI, which corresponds with MBTI type ENFJ, which I've read is the same as Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson has said that he's not a foe of video games. He understands the appeal. Good parts. The shops must have recently changed over.
It's time for another round.
You might be wondering why I'm not using my elemental revolvers. Well, it's because I'm fighting pissant enemies for the most part. If I was in Old Haven, I'd be using probably all of my elemental revolvers. Keep in mind that some Lance troopers wear dull shields. So fire might actually be sometimes better than acid. Those things all over again already? See if I can remember without checking my map. To get bored. Can't shoot through water. Do I have any weapon that will reliably stun a spider when shooting directly into its carapace? Normally a shotgun is ideal for that, but Tediore shotguns are for pissants, and so are flat-on shotguns, the vast majority of them. You have to have quality parts. Otherwise, don't bother. Oh, you're sleeping standing up too.
You like that?
I was expecting a stun. Otherwise I would have moved. There, see? Inconsistent. Ah! See how this does. Of course, it would have worthless sights. Or by that I mean no sights at all. Wow. Worthless. Can't say I'm surprised, though. Still going to keep it. Because it's a Tediore legendary on a Tediore Allegiance run. It's obligatory that I keep it. Ugh. Trashy parts. Oh, I can't believe I've never talked about this before. Notice how the casings are ejecting even though this is a bullpup? How do they explain that? If you're firing a bullpup from the shoulder like you're supposed to, aiming down sights like you're supposed to, you shouldn't see the casings eject. Not if it's a standard side eject. Depends on how it's configured too. A bullpup will have side ejection, bottom ejection, forward diagonal ejection, or forward extraction, depending on make and model. But it would never eject like this. All SMGs in this game are bullpups. There's a Hyperion shotgun in the pre-sequel called something something bullpup, but it's not even a bullpup. Hyperion shotguns are not bullpups in Borderlands 2. Dull SMGs are bulletproof. Dull sniper rifles are bulletproof.
Feel it.
I know all I had to do was drive up some road, right? I'm just getting so bored because I have to shoot every enemy so many times. Nothing feels effective. Everything is garbage, everything is trash, everything is a big disappointment. But what do I expect? It's Tediore. See, and these piss ants are back again.
Oh, this is a place to catch a ride. You can paint all kinds of pretty colors to boot.
You deal with them.
Give him hell, Bloodwing. You like my pet?
Ever heard of a NES game called 8 Eyes? Played as a falcon. Lethal strike on the first swipe. That's what I like.
Are you about ready to get rolling? Remember, you can always come to the Arcos thing. This comes around regretted.
All right.
You got your ride.
Let's get our feet out of the dust.
Oh, that's right. Next, I might do an episode of my Doll allegiance is Lilith or my Hyperion allegiance is Zero. I don't know for sure. Then again, I might do an episode of that thing I started recently where I talk about shotguns, how to choose a good one in Borderlands 1 versus a lame one. Parts quality makes all the difference.
You like that?
Oh, I should probably use this. My revolver that has the best parts. Way too many missed shots. I mean, come on, this has barrel 4. Someone's got a... I think that was a bouncing Betty.
Time to pound some meat puppets! It's time for my...
Intense Stomper. I don't like gambles. Mordy, of course, is the only character who can override the weakness of gambles. Called it. Bouncing Betty. For some reason, I just think this looks cool. This, that. It's nothing really special, I don't know what it is. That shooting star. I love details like that. The artistry of things. Gunslinger? Call it. Right before I read it. It could have been Tempest, which looks the same, but it turned out to be Gunslinger. Shops just changed over recently.
I got all kinds.
This masher just isn't good enough.
Going up against a better-armed opponent, you need a better gun.
I don't really need this.
Who needs a real doctor when you got my machines and their scary needles? Can't ever be too rich, too good-looking, or too well-armed. Look at you roll. Look at you rolling.
You just said that.
Want to shoot a lot of bullets really fast? Vladov has your needs covered.
See how this compares to the one I've got. Barrel 3 versus Barrel 4. These are pretty much evenly matched. This one has a scope, and this one has iron sights, so...
If you need healing, step right up. If you want to get to the ball first, get your ass here. Eliminate the competition.
Clinton Hoyt. Since the shop's changed over, I might as well check this other one.
Get you one.
Forget where I turned this mission in. Pierce, maybe? Or the... bounty board at New Haven. Blah. I know I've mentioned this before in the past, but it's worth reiterating. I used to work in a town called New Haven. That's New Haven, Indiana, not Connecticut. Why is it spelled Connecticut, but pronounced Connecticut? Is there a logical reason for that? There can't possibly be. I'll probably call it and save the rest of the Rust Commons East missions for next time. Really want to get some better weapons.
What can I do for you?
I love her practical mentality. You've got some Hufflepuff in you.
See you soon.
I'm not even a Harry Potter fan. I just like personality. Ah! Another defiler. The one I found was better. This one has barrel 1 and body 1.
Want to make a bigger move? Buy a better mod. I got all
Why'd you hesitate before saying unit?
Things are real, Doctor, when you got my machines and their scary needles.
This isn't working!
On an Allegiance run, there's less of a need to use the Underdome bank vault for stashing stuff. I still like being able to do that. It's just because you have fewer resources to think about, it's simply less necessary. To do that whole stash your stuff in your base camp thing, which I like being able to do because it's a stalker-like methodology. And my preference is always to do things the stalker way. Even in Half-Life 2, I would collect surplus items and weapons and make stashes because I can't stand to let anything go to waste. I see that's a lot of those same traits in Pierce, or at least similar traits. Kind of a mix of melancholy and phlegmatic temperament. Well, in her case, she's more... she's most likely choleric melancholy. By the way, melancholy doesn't mean what most people think it means. It doesn't mean depression. It describes a temperament...
Jim, we lost just with thanks.
Really well.
Characterized by
Honestly, what else do you need?
a contemplative pensiveness. Which can, well, you know, the more you ponder things, the more prone you will be to depression, I guess, and anxiety. So maybe that's where the misconception comes from. But melancholy didn't originally mean depression. In Hippocratic nomenclature, by the way. Outdoor ceiling fan. Oh, I don't need to go off on that tangent. Why Hippocrates chose the system of nomenclature he chose. Now I'll go to... T-Bone. T-Bone Junction. Still in the market for an intense stomper or an intense cobra. At this point, I'd even consider an intense pounder.
Hello, Marcos here. I've got an opportunity for you. Come see me at my place in T-Bone Junction.
Some other time.
Are you about ready to get rolling?
Time for a nice relaxing drive.
But I meant to do that.
Hello, traveler. There are new missions available on the T-Bone Junction bounty board.
making guns that excel in every area.
That's tempting, but the fire rate isn't good enough. 0.7. The lowest I'll go is 0.8 with a combat shotgun. Good parts otherwise, though. Barrel 4, a mag 4 type of cylinder. That's what you want on a Tediore. Compensates for the weakness associated with Tediore.
Find you what you need. It can't be found on Pandora.
For max damage, you would want barrel 4 and mag 5, which is a 2-shot cylinder. I don't usually like 2-shot cylinders because they don't make any sense to me. The fewest number of chambers you should have in a revolving cylinder is 3. Because if you designed a 2-shot revolver, you would get fired. It's just so pointless. Because what advantage does it offer over a double-barreled gun? Have I gone to Zombie Island yet? Apparently I have.
Hello there, good friend. Let's hope you're more useful than the last one I hired.
Hello, Dungeon Master. I mean that as a compliment. Alphys is still a better Dungeon Master than you, though. I don't play D&D. I just like some of the concepts. Oh, this is a masterpiece shotgun right here. Barrel 5, a mag 4 type of cylinder, good body type, whatever it is, 1.4 fire rate. Man, I wish I could buy this and pass it off to my doll Lil. Take a good look at that. This is like one of the best, most well-rounded types of shotguns you can get.
Even the best gunman gets hit from time to time, so make sure you receive this thing.
Now why can't I find a Tediore with those parts?
Combines good damage, high fire rate, and recoil reduction into one.
Oh, he was about to say lethal weapon. I don't think there is a gun in this game or the second, maybe there is in the third one, that references lethal weapon. All the movies they reference, and they haven't referenced lethal weapon at all. Not that I can recall off the top of my head, anyway. I've always thought there should be a revolver based on Vash's revolver from Trigun.
Buy an Atlas, and you too can see what it feels like to hold the power of
Why does this go 879? There can't possibly be a logical reason for
You got my machines in there, scary needles.
Have I upgraded? No, because there's been no need to. I think 12 is what you start off with. 12 slots. Way more generous than Borderlands 2. Especially more generous than Clappy's Secret Stash. Well, I think I'll call it for this episode. Came away with this. Also this. See what my proficiencies are. Only 5 types of weapons across 4 classifications. Not the least bit surprised that revolvers have been the primary. On my Doll Allegiance run, I was finding stompers on pretty much a regular basis. So they were a mainstay of my arsenal. And Doll makes the best stompers. Stompers are only made by Doll and Tediore. They're not made by Hyperion, I guess because they're just not a Hyperion style of weapon. Well, I'm going to call it here. So, till next time, catch you on the flip side, and see you next mission, slaboids.